Hello everyone, this is Westland Agro Farms. Today we want to discuss pasty bots in poultry. Pasty bots in poultry. Whenever you hear pasty bots in poultry, what does it mean? What age of birds does it affect? How can we manage it? What are the things we should put in mind to avoid this coming to our farm? Is it deadly? Is it a disease? All these and many more you will get answers to in the course of this video. Firstly, let us explain what pasty bots means. Whenever you hear pasty bots in poultry, it means poultry dropping getting stuck to the vents of the poultry bird. Dropping getting stuck to the vents of the bird. What causes this? What age of bird does it affect? Usually, pasty bots comes up during the brooding age. It affects the birds that are still in the brooder stage mostly. And this age, that's around from day old to 3 to 4 weeks old of the birds, of the chicks. Pasty bots, what causes it? Whenever you see pasty bots, whenever you see droppings getting stuck to the vents of your poultry bird, you should know that it is a clear indication that the temperature in your brooder house isn't right. The temperature in your brooder house isn't right. What is the temperature? Required and recommended temperature for brooding of chicks, poultry chicks. We should put in mind that for successful brooding, the temperature of the brooder house for day-old chicks has to be 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And this temperature reduces weekly. We'll be reducing it weekly. You don't just leave it at 35, you reduce it by 3 degrees Celsius weekly until it gets to ambient temperature where your chicks can survive without you helping them to monitor the temperature or providing heat for them or trying to put the brooder house in a comfortable state for them. Pasty bot, whenever we encounter it in our brooder house, how do we manage it? We should help the bird. That chick that has the pasty bot, we will have to help to clear the bot gently. I repeat, help to clean the bot gently. Sometimes we notice that the dropping at the vents of the bot of the bird is stuck to the vent, strongly stuck. Don't say because it is strongly stuck and you also want to aggressively remove it. If you do this, you might cause some more accident to the bird because at this early age in life, some of the internal structures like the intestine are still very close to this vent and not well attached to the body yet, or not strongly attached to the body yet because of the tenderness of the chick, that when you aggressively try to remove this, you can mistakenly remove the intestine at the same time. So what do we do when we see that the vent has dropping that is well stuck to it? You can get a lukewarm water to wipe the bot gently, not cold water and not hot water. You can get a lukewarm water on a soft towel to wipe the bot gently until you see that the vent is clear and is clean enough, and until you see the vent itself. How dangerous is pastibot when it is not attended to? Pastibot is dangerous because if it is not attended to, if you don't help this chick to clear these vents at the time you saw it, this might be the thing that will cause mortality of this chick. It is not the pastibot that kills the birds, not the pastibot itself that kills the birds, but the after effect of it. And how does this occur? When the bird wants to pass out another feces, another dropping, and the vent is stopped up, no space, no opening, the opening is being blocked by the previous dropping that has been produced. This will not allow the birds to be able to pass out the feces, and this can cause infection in these birds. And when this infection comes up, this is what claims the life of chicks mainly, not the pastibot itself. So whenever we see pastibots in our brooder house, we should always help our chicks to clear this dropping that is stuck to the vent. I have here one of the chicks here to buttress the point of how pastibot looks like. Can you see this? Can you see this? Yes, you can see dropping stuck at the vents of this 8-day-old chick. And this is harmattan period here. The weather is very unstable, but what we are doing, trying to regulate the temperature as possible. When we see that the temperature is getting too high, we give them some kind of raise the brooder coverings and the curtains a little bit to allow cross ventilation to help them cool off, and we don't overheat the birds. There are some there are some period of time that you don't even need to overheat your birds. Some people believe that from day old to 4 weeks, you have to be heating and heating and heating up. Please don't make this mistake. It depends on the weather, the temperature and the weather. It depends on the season you are doing your brooding. You are carrying out the brooding. That is what will determine how much heat you will give your chicks. Like this 8-day-old chick I have here now, we don't even use heat at this afternoon time. Anything from 10 o'clock in the morning, we don't supply them heat anymore because even the weather is so hot. Today is 6th of February. There's still harmattan, the weather is hot, everywhere is dry. And the more you produce heat for them, you dehydrate them. Their body fluid that they're supposed to use to live well and to be comfortable is dried up, and one has to avoid that and monitor the temperature very well. As I said earlier, pastibot is something that one should not overlook when you see it in your chicks. In your brooder house, you need to help the bird, because at that point the bird is helpless, cannot remove the thing by itself. And if it is a time for the chick to pass out another dropping and the place is stuffed up, no opening for the chick to pass out another round of dropping, that can cause infection in the dropping, bacterial infection, and this can cause the life of the chick. This one we have here now going to be attended to immediately after this video. We brought it here for you to see how it looks like. And until next time, that will be coming your way to discuss other topics in poultry management, I say goodbye.